To enrich your cats, your indoor cats, you can easily create cat grass. Now, you don't have to have a contraption like this one. I've done this in trays as well. So all you do is you buy the cat grass seeds, and I did buy this little contraption here. I've just kind of cleaned it because it had old cat grass. And see, I've got some smaller trays here that I've used in the past. So let's create some cat grass. So I'm Catherine, and this is the Cat Mum Chronicles. And I started doing this not too long ago, maybe just a couple of years. And I wish I'd started it a lot sooner because it's just so great. Now, I buy this cat grass seeds from Amazon. I'll put a link to it below. And all I do is I put them on the tray. I know it says fill a pot with soil and leave 1 to 2 centimeters from the top. Sprinkle seeds on the top of the soil and then press down. To be honest, I've not done that. I might sometime, but all I do is I sprout them. Now with sprouting, it says you take 1 to 2 tablespoons or teaspoons or whatever and put them in there. I find with cat grass, I like to have a lot more because they come and nibble on it. There it is. I then just get a little bottle with water and I spray. Now this one has water in the bottom. I actually keep water in the bottom and sometimes fill it right up, but I find it tends to go moldy quite easily. I don't know if anybody has solutions for that. I'm not a real gardener. I keep trying, but so I tend to spray it, and for the first few days I spray it just a couple of squirts every day. The first day I really saturate them, and then this one connects to a USB, and then I have to wait until morning before I press the button, and then there's light. This one has light, and I live in the UK, and I'm up north, and we don't get a lot of good sun, especially in this room. So I find that this works really well. Now, all of my little ones absolutely love cat grass, and I used to keep it on the kitchen counter at the end by the sink, and it meant that I'd hear them knocking over everything, especially if I had things beside the sink to go in the dishwasher. They'd knock them over, sometimes onto the floor, just to get to the cat grass. They absolutely love this. So I'm just going to pop this down on the floor. That's it. And then in the morning, I will plug it in and turn the light on. Now this one has a timer on it. I'll put a link to this one in the comments. Nobody wants to see your bottom, sweetheart. Nobody. Come on, come on. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Sorry. Yeah, mittens. So there we go. So I might try and put some into some soil, but I have a plant pot over by the sink at the moment with roses in because they absolutely, well, at least Smudge loves roses. So I bought her a rose plant for Christmas, and she totally went nuts on it, and most of it has didn't like being repotted. So I've put the plant over there. And actually something I do with my pots, because I have diggers. I don't know, does anybody else have diggers in the house? So put in the comments if your cats dig up soil. I mean, mine, I cannot have plants without them digging it up, destroying it, and using it as a litter box. Yeah, I went out to the conservatory where I've got a plant that they've dug up, and I found somebody relieving himself, and he wouldn't come in because he was digging, and there's soil everywhere in the conservatory, so I've got to clean that up. But what I've found is that stops them is using this koi matting, okay? And I'm hoping you can see it. You see all the leaves from the cut plant. So when I repotted this, I put this matting over top and then just cut little sections so I could put the stems through. And then this one I don't think I did anything else, but so for the bigger pots, what I've done is I've put, there's those pegs that you can get to put the garden membrane down under gravel and things, and the weeding membrane. So you can get these either plastic or metal. I've used both and they both work. So I had a huge plant pot where I've put them on, and now Anthony is the worst at this. He just goes absolutely nuts, and he will dig the whole thing up. With this, today he came and he knew he couldn't get through the matting, so he just chewed a bit on the stems. And this is a rose, and roses are not toxic for the cats. Mine are not allergic to them, so do check with your vet. Both my vets that I've had have said, yeah, it's fine, that as long as, they're not getting sick or eating too much. It's all about balance, just like a person's diet. You don't want to give them too much, and they're fine with it. So occasionally I will buy roses from Aldi and Lidl for the little ones, and they can chew them to their heart's content. But I do like to kind of rinse them off just in case they've put pesticides or something on there. Okay. Also, I bring them in from outside in the garden. That's kind of nice to do as a bit of a treat. And I will take a Smudge out in the summer. I hope to do a video on that in the summer. I take her out with a harness on, and sometimes she doesn't even need the harness because she's not the most athletic at all, and she doesn't try and run away. She wants to have grass, and she just wants to kind of go eat some grass, have some roses, and come in the house. So then I'll do some video in the summer on that. But yeah, so those are two things. I've got some, as I said, cat grass that's now ready. And then I will try and do another video in a couple of weeks or a couple of days when it starts to sprout, so you can see. And then we've got the roses, the core matting, which works with all of my pots. Yes, they have pulled them out and totally dug in them, and it's annoying because it makes a huge mess throughout the house. The pot out in the conservatory, I hadn't put the matting on, and as you've heard, I've suffered. So yeah, so that's just a nice little tip for you. Great. Thanks so much. And if you have your own horror stories of cats and plants, please do put them in the comments, and we'd all love to hear about them. And also, if you have any suggestions on topics, any questions, do put that in the comments as well. And if you like this, you found it enjoyable, interesting, please do click on that thumbs up button. It really does help. And do subscribe to the channel to watch more of my videos. Thank you so much, and have a fantastic day. Bye for now.